I met Joan Jonas in 2007. She was doing a performance at a space in New York State called Dia Beacon, and I went to the performance, and one of my friends, Lynn Cook, was the curator of this performance, and Lynn introduced us to each other and said to me that this is, I think, a very important connection. And then I went to see the performance, and the performance is a piece called The Shape, the Scent, the Feel of Things, which is about an art historian named Abby Warburg who spent some time in the southwest United States in the 19th century. So immediately after the performance, I liked it very much, but I also wanted to bring it to Austin, Texas, because it seemed important for a piece that was about the Southwest to be performed in the Southwest, particularly since a lot of it has to do with Native Americans, and we could have a lot of dialogue about that. So it took me 5 years to raise the money, and then she came and we collaborated on a number of things. She did a workshop, she collaborated on a class that I taught about her work, and then she came back a number of times, and finally we did this performance. And so that kind of was the basis for our relationship, which has been ongoing. But I really only initially knew her recent work, so I had to really educate myself about her earlier work, which I knew a little bit about, but not nearly as much as I know now. The book is called In Our Time, and it's a study of intergenerational relationships between artists between about the late 1930s up until about 1970s. So thinking about artists who are identified with the 60s, who would have been born at the beginning of that period and living through that period, but also people who are very active in the 40s, and how they know each other and how they interrelate to each other across that period of time, primarily through making and watching film, because the art world in New York City was very awash in cinema of all kinds, and it became this kind of social glue between generations of people, and also among different kinds of people, including a lot of European immigrants that were coming to the United States because of the war, because of World War II. So it's really looking at those relationships in a more kind of everyday life way, rather than thinking about this period of time through exhibitions and how institutions have defined this period.